almost 5 years, we always start out with good morning, and not very often do we start out with good evening. Today has been one of those days. Jared and I have been working on Bali for most of the day, and I just want to give a preface of how today's been and how grateful I am for friendship. This morning I was having a hard time. I'm supposed to be keeping track of a lot of my personal health stuff for the doctors. I have an appointment this week, so that's on my mind. Baby Tommy's on my mind, and just, you know, my family and work. And my friend came over today, my really good friend Chelsea. You guys have maybe seen her on my Instagram before. She's the one that has done this painting. She lives up the road, and she has a little boy that's Jackson's age. And she came over and picked you up, and you went and played. What did you do at her house?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? What's this right here?
I painted for you.
You painted this for me. She said that Jackson painted this for an hour. She said he sat and just painted for a full hour, and it's beautiful. And I love it. And she has these books that she's made. I'm gonna link her Instagram if you guys wanna check her out. She's come out with like some really cute journals and some books, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm just grateful for her friendship because she didn't even know that I was having a kind of a rough day today, but she just showed up at my door and she was like, hey, how are you? Said hi, and like picked Jackson up for a play date. So I'm gonna hang this up, but Jackson is eager. He wants to see his book, and I told him that this one is his because he wants a sketchbook. You open it up and the pages are just like this paper, and you can color or paint on those. And he has been so excited to come home and have this sketchbook. What do you think you want to paint in it or color in it?
I don't know.
Just be creative.
Oh, these are a lot of pages.
These are a lot of pages. Calvin, come here, mister. And what have you been doing all day?
Like what's that?
I mean, look, my kids are still in their pajamas, guys. That is not like us.
Not even in the slightest. It seriously has been since we woke up.
One of those days, so let's get on with our night.
Is that a face right here? What is it? It's you? Where are your eyes?
What?
That's so good, Calvin. Good job, buddy. You're coloring so great.
What's something that you guys would love to do, but maybe you don't feel like you're good at it? I feel like I love coloring and painting, but I feel like it's something I'm just really not good at.
Yeah.
But I know you don't have to be good at it. Like, that's what's fun. But I still have always had a hard time. Like, I told my friend, like, you need to do classes. Like,
That
I
would be
totally
really
pay
cool.
to go to a class.
Well, and you know what one of our most fun dates was?
Yeah.
Is going downstairs and
And I
doing the
loved
Bob
it.
Ross painting.
It was like romantic and
It
fun.
was. And cathartic, is that the right word? Like, it just
You're
like...
asking the wrong person.
Ellie, tell me what the definition of cathartic is.
Don't ever
But it
ask
was just very
Ellie.
like, you know, introspective. It made us think, it made us feel. Bob Ross has a way with words that make you feel like you're a part of the painting. It just felt good to, you know, be inside your thoughts and put your thoughts on the canvas.
Speaking of that, people probably already know this because I'm good at Instagram about it, but Jackson asked Chelsea, you're Bob Ross's wife?
That's saying something about her, isn't it? She must be a good painter, huh, boys?
Bob Ross is.
Yeah.
Bob Ross, oh my God, I paint.
And they also know that because I think we talk about it every time we mention Bob Ross. But it's true. What would I do? Like, what's something I want to do but I don't? Honestly, play guitar. I'm good at guitar, but I don't play it near as much as I want to, or should for that matter. But one thing that I'm like really happy to see is my dad is playing guitar more now than he ever has. He's playing gigs and shows, and it's so fun to see, to go to the little cafe and have my dad play a little show. I think that's the coolest thing. He's gonna be mad at me that I'm saying this. 68 years old, and he's playing shows. That's
Good
so
for
fun.
him.
Good for him.
Hi. Hello, Tommy. Hi. Wow. He is starting to hold things in his hands. Look at that. Look at those big blue eyes. You look like a Cabbage Patch baby. You didn't think so? I think so. Well, Tommy has just upgraded. He is in size 6-month clothes now. Tommy, you are so big. He is getting so big. He's such a happy baby. I just fed him a bottle. There's actually quite a bit left in here. I'm working on bottles still. He's doing actually really well. He's still waking up at night. Yes, you are. I'm gonna plan on him waking up in the night until he's like a year and a half. I think that's when they kind of start sleeping. Is that when they start sleeping? Huh? Unless you're Calvin. But you'll sleep, right? You'll sleep a little better, right? You're cute and I like sitting and I just like holding you. Look at your body on me. You've tripled in size, kid. And if I come over here, look. You go follow me. And if I come over here, you're gonna follow me.
I want you to go for real this time.
I flippin' have that.
Okay. Ellie and Jackson are racing, and I think Jackson's beat her every single time.
I'm trying. I'm not kidding you. I'm trying.
It's from the wall
Ready?
to through the doorway. Okay, for real. On your mark, get set, go. He is fast.
Okay, Jackson, we're gonna start right here.
On your mark, get set, go. That was a close one. Are you really trying?
I 1000% honestly was trying, and he won every single time.
We should call you
I'm
Barry
not-
Allen, young man.
I'm not kidding you.
Here's a trophy.
Here's a melatonin for bed.
Okay, Jackson. Oh, did you get a diaper for mom? That's so nice of you. Are you ready to race?
Yes.
Okay.
Diaper change can wait 1 second. When I say
I'm
go,
not gonna hold that.
1, 2, 3, go.
What? That's cheating. Okay, on the way back.
1, 2, 3, go. Are you okay?
Tell Grandma and Grandpa that you beat me on the first race.
No? Okay.
It's because he cheated. But guess what? You had a really cool slide in the
Hey, you just biffed it into the wall. Are you okay?
I got mine.
Show me how tough you are. With your Harlem Globetrotter wristband.
That was intense.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
We still fight about that movie because I
Whoa.
think it's stupid.
Love. True love.
Man and wife, say man and wife.
We disagree on movies because I do not love that movie.
We disagree on one movie, and I think it's one of the greatest movies ever. And Ellie doesn't. It's The Princess Bride, which is a love. It's everything in the movie. There's action, adventure, love.
That's true.
Yeah, it has everything
I'm a party
inside of it.
pooper.
You are a party
And I
pooper.
like to poop a party.
Stop pooping on my party. Guys, we are coming up on 9 years
When
of
you
marriage.
see this video, tomorrow will be our
anniversary.
9-year anniversary.
Isn't that amazing?
Holy crapola.
We did it. Almost.
We passed the 7-year itch years ago.
Yeah, I didn't even think about scratching
I didn't
my
even have
itch.
a scratch.
Yeah. Do you scratch an itch or do you itch a scratch?
What was our hardest year?
I think the year we had Calvin. That was probably the hardest year in terms of
Relationship, because we were just...
well, just everything,
Yeah.
not just relationship. Everything was difficult.
I remember our first year anniversary, I thought, people say the first year's the hardest. This wasn't bad.
It was great.
I think it just is different for everybody.
Yeah, everyone there. Yeah, every relationship is different. Every
I remember our second
trial.
year being harder than our first, though.
I don't
I don't remember the reasoning. Maybe like work. I don't remember the reasoning. I just remember that thought. I thought,
Yeah.
oh, actually, the second year was a little harder than.
Anyway, so what we've done is we
Don't
have
mind me, I'm
asked
just-
you. Yeah, Ellie's got goldfish, which is perfect. We have asked you on Instagram to ask us some questions about marriage, relationships, and everything. And like Ellie said, we're not perfect, but we've learned some things along the way. And we'd love to share some of those things with you guys because I feel like, you know, we are happy and there are some things that we could offer to some people who might be interested in hearing that.
Okay, what's with the questions?
On to the questions. First question comes from Chad Griffiths. That's your dad.
Oh, yeah.
Jared, do you still like your in-laws? Just asking. What do you want me to say?
Whatever the hell you want, I'd love the both of you.
We love you guys. Do you like Your
Hey.
in-laws?
I love my in-laws. Life is grand. Life is great and peachy. Just kidding. No, life is really good. We like our in-laws too.
We love our in-laws. I actually feel like... Did you slap me and you?
Can you tell it's late, guys? My eyes are like...
I feel like I married Ellie mostly because of her family. And that includes her parents. So,
Sweet of you.
how did you know that when you guys got married was the right time with Ellie being so young?
To me, it didn't even cross my mind as far as like age. I feel like it was right, so we got married. And I think this might not be a good answer for everybody, but I just didn't think into it. Like, I think that when you know, you get married, and I don't feel like, for me, it was a good idea to be like, well, I'm so young, I should do this or have more experience. I could do that and have experience with my husband. I dated quite a bit before. I mean, not that much because I was so young, but I had a few boyfriends, and
I think a lot of it was like, well, you want to find yourself, you want to do those things. We wanted to do those things together.
Yeah.
We wanted to grow with each other together. And I think that...
But to be honest, that just never crossed our minds. Like, we never had a conversation of like, are we too young?
No.
Like, we've experienced life together, and
I wouldn't change it for us.
I mean, I don't want to experience life without you. I don't want
Right.
you to ever die and me to be by myself. Like, not even when we get old. Like, can we just die together? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be life
Like in the Notebook.
without you. I'm being so serious. Like, why not spend it with the person that you, when you get married, you love that
Yeah.
person, you want to spend forever with them. And I happen to find him sooner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with everything that she said. And on the flip side, there are definitely those cases where people do need to find, they need to have those experiences on their own.
For us, this
Yeah.
decision worked best.
Yeah, it really, really did. How do you communicate effectively?
I think this is the best question for Jared and I. And when people say, oh, do you guys even fight? Of course we argue. But when people say fight, are they asking, do you fight? Like, have like knockout dead fights? Like, oh my gosh, Jared, I'm so mad. I'm
Slam
gonna go
the
to my
door,
room and
run, and...
I need space, and I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna drive away. Is that the fights they're trying, is that what they're saying?
We have disagreements.
We have disagreements like more about like, we're tired. It's the end of the day.
Hangry.
Don't come to me
Tired.
with questions for work. Those type of disagreements.
Yeah.
Like, it will be 8 at night and Jared will ask a question and I might snap and be like, don't even ask me right now.
So
like, I
those-
can't think. Like, that's the kind of
Yeah,
disagreements
those are
we have.
all preventable things. And I think a lot of other things are definitely preventable too. But for me personally, and I think the same goes for Ellie, is like communicating effectively is we are a team. And we need to come
And our kids know that.
Yeah, they say that. Mommy and daddy are a team. And we need to come to an answer as a team that works for both of us. And so that's how we think, is like, how can we come to a resolution together? That's like one thing that we do. Ellie has her wants and needs. I have my wants and needs. What can we do to make those two circles connect like that?
I feel like naturally we compromise, and honestly, sometimes I won't want to do this thing or I'll have a disagreement, but I'll like kind of let Jared have his way because, well, maybe like the last time I did it. It's not like I keep a notebook and we check items
Yeah.
off, but just naturally, I feel like just trying to be as selfless as we can and be like, you know what, lately it's been all about me. Like lately, I've been doing this and this, and I got my hair done, and I've been going out, and I've been doing this. So naturally, I will try and be selfless, and then the next things that come up, it's like, of course, Jared, let's go do that. Like,
Yeah.
naturally, we kind of flip and help each other out that way.
And
if
I-
that makes sense.
Yeah, selflessness is definitely a two-way street in marriage. You have to have both people be selfless in order for it to work properly. Because if one person is selfless and the other person is selfish, those are two opposite directions. You're not gonna get anywhere together. But if you're both selfless, you'll drive down the road together and it's gonna be great. Compromise, and I feel like pride.
We don't like to hurt each other's feelings.
Yeah.
And so when we do, like, it makes us both feel bad. Not that anyone wants to hurt their spouse's feelings.
I feel like pride has a lot to do with it too. Is like, I need to be right. I need to be right, and that I
And
feel
we
like that's the
both
cause
are
of a lot of
not
arguments.
that way.
And it's like, we need to find a resolution. We don't need to be right. There has to be a resolution. You know what I mean?
And I think when we say like compromising and talking, and Jared's like, well, we come to a compromise, I think sometimes maybe for some people it's like, well, how do you so gracefully and nicely
Sometimes
say
it's
that
not.
when you're upset and in the
Yeah.
moment? Because sometimes we are upset and it is the moment, and we both, and this has come from experience, we both or one of us will say, just hold on a minute, and we'll stay there, we'll be in the room, and we'll just literally just not be so worked up and like seriously meditate for a second, and then we'll say, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. You go first. And literally one of us will be quiet.
Yeah,
Because-
we need to get what we want to say out, right? The Breathe app on your phone is real, or your Apple Watch is really great.
Yeah.
Okay, this is live. I put my wrist up to make a joke, and Ellie thought that it was the signal for me
to
to
stop
say,
talking.
Stop talking. And
I
so,
just want to try and be thorough and give good explanations.
Right.
And I think I was long-winded and you didn't love that.
No, that wasn't it at all. I was trying to make a joke that the Breathe app is a great thing, and maybe I need to use the Breathe app right now.
Sometimes when we do Q&As, I like want to not be surface and talk really like about certain situations.
Give examples.
And that's what I was wanting to do, is like give a good example of like when we're upset.
Yeah, and this is a perfect example right now.
Okay. I'm not upset.
I'm not upset either.
I just wanted to be able to talk.
Yeah.
And I felt like you felt like I was taking over, and I was
I
not
didn't.
trying to take over.
I think your thinking of what I was thinking was incorrect.
Okay, let's move on.
Next question. Are you good?
Don't goldfish. I'm great. I just
good
didn't
too.
want to overstep.
Okay. Okay, were you always on the same page when it came to money? And if not, how did you get there? Take it away, sister.
Before Jared and I got married, I felt like we had talked about a lot of different situations. How are you gonna do this with the kids? How are you gonna do this? What about sex? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? How many kids do you want? We talked about many, many situations.
And we were on the same page with nearly
And if
all
we
of them.
weren't, we kind of talked about it before we got married. That's
Yep.
why I feel like if I were to ever do it again, go back, I would go see a counselor before I even get married, to be honest, with each other. We've talked about that before.
And like seeing a counselor is not a bad thing.
No.
Like there should not be any negative
just
connotation.
so you have
with it.
another person.
Yeah, a mediator, essentially.
But the one thing I assumed we were on the same page with money.
Right.
One of our first disagreements was about money. One day, Jared come home from school and I noticed several like transactions, and I was like, oh hey, did you do this? Did you do that? I'm trying to figure this out. And he instantly went cold.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird. We've been married like 4 months. Why are you not talking to me?
And I think a lot of it came from, money was really, really hard to come by when I was growing up. And we didn't talk about money with my parents. And so when money was brought up in conversation, that was a touchy subject for me as a kid. And so when Ellie brought it up, it was shutdown mode.
And I was didn't know what was going on. Like I legitimately was like, is something wrong? Like, what did I do? What did I say? And I was like, no, we're talking about this. And he's like, no, we're not. And he was just, and I was worried. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like what's going on? Like, and I think it was like the next day I was like, Jared, I would really like it if we could talk about this and we can work together, because and it took a minute for you to warm up. It took a minute.
And I think that goes back to what I was saying, like about pride, is like, it was difficult for me to talk about, but if I just like, we're on the same team. We need to talk about this. We need to get through it.
It wasn't even about it. It was just
No.
like, hey, you went to Taco Bell. I need to write that down so we don't overspend.
Yeah, so our budget's good.
And Jared.
It's funny because Taco Bell was exactly what it was.
It was. I was
believe
like,
you
Taco
were
Bell.
there.
I want Taco Bell.
You've been going to Taco Bell a lot, and I've been making lunches myself.
I think you really broke that silence when you listened to the Dave Ramsey CDs.
Oh, yeah. Hearing him and just, it was so motivational. I was like, yes, 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 yes. For like a very basic, but good, like your grandmother's finance planning, Dave Ramsey is like so good and so motivational, and you have to listen to it. That's what we did, and we really, really love it.
Ever since though we've been on the same page,
Yep.
does Jared leave the toilet seat down?
I try to. I hope so. Do I?
He does.
Do I?
He does.
Maybe sometimes in the middle of the night I forget.
Often. Are you knowing what I'm gonna say? You say it.
Go. No, you say it. I'm
I've talked
too embarrassed.
much.
I'm too embarrassed.
I've talked too much.
One time Ellie went to the
One
bathroom.
time.
Okay, a couple times Ellie's gone to the bathroom in the middle of the night and goes to sit down and there's not a seat there and Jared!
Yeah, my total butt will be in the water. I'm like so ticked, and I
wet.
just fed a baby and I'm so tired. I'm like, Jared. But most of the time he leaves it down.
Most of the time.
Do you ever get impatient, short with each other, like because the kids are stressing you out?
Yeah, I would say definitely.
Absolutely.
Like tonight even, we got stressed with each other because the kids were everywhere. They were, you know.
In everything, screaming. One just fell, one got hurt. Tommy needed to be fed.
Yeah, you guys saw that. Jackson just got
hurt.
slid into the thing. Calvin ran into the post. That was very back to back. That was a lot that happened at once.
Yeah, we get short with each other, and oftentimes it's like one of us naturally, like if Jared's working and we're all stressed and I'm short with each other, I'll just kind of like wrangle the kids up and like go downstairs or go do something with them.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, like if something's going on and they're overwhelming, Jared will grab them and kind of like
Diffuse.
diffuse the situation.
Do you guys swear off camera?
Absolutely, like all the time.
Be honest, Jared, I started swearing when we got married. So where do you think the influence is from?
Yes, I swear. I saw a comment on someone's post. It was about a movie, and it was about somebody was like, oh, they don't watch that. Or why would you think we would think that you would watch that? And I thought, I watched that show. Like, I watched that movie. And I thought, a lot of people, like, we try and show, like, a little bit of our life, but, like, we're adults. We're married couples. We watch fun shows. We swear. We hang out.
And
that's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's bad. I like to say, oh my hell.
Yeah,
a lot.
that's like the extent of it. I don't do it in public. Like I do it more for humor than anything else.
And I would say that too. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's more funny. I think it's funny.
Like, I don't curse things. I don't curse. I try and make jokes that are funny, and sometimes that amplifies it. Sometimes it falls short.
You're funny.
What is something that has been a part of your marriage from day one up until now? A joke that we have, something that we always do with each other.
The let me go downstairs. Or do I do that on a podcast?
Maybe that's a podcast, but that's an inside joke that we've
That's
always
a hilarious joke.
One thing that has...
We're gonna do a podcast.
One thing that has been like part of our marriage from day one is Ellie will, like, out of the blue, very randomly tickle fight me right before bed. Like, and she'll take her sharp little fingers and like try and tickle me, but it's the most painful thing in the world, and it freaks me out every time. And then she starts biting me.
We would be like dead asleep, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna get him. And he'd be like falling asleep, and I'd be like, tickle me! And I would like go crazy.
Oh.
It would tick him off, but it was so funny.
And then I would try and do it back, and you're like, no, I don't like it when I'm tickled. And that was the end of that.
I love that.
Did you guys ever think to end your relationship? Never.
Not
even once. It's not an option.
I do understand that there's always
Exceptions.
But before we got married, like I said, we tried to talk about everything we could even think of under the sun.
Yep.
And one of them was divorce, and both of us agreed like divorce isn't an option.
Yep.
Obviously, things can happen, things can come up, but for us and our relationship, that's kind of what we've stood by, and it's never been brought up.
In fact, like I feel
like if like lying and deceiving is like a very awful thing, and I don't feel like either of us have ever like lied or deceived each other.
It's almost funny that like we've never really said the word divorce in the 9 years of our marriage. Like, I almost feel
weird
saying it. I don't like to say it.
I know we already talked about this, but I think it's a good thing. When you guys get mad at each other, how do you address it without fighting or screaming? Like I said, I think it just depends on the person. I really do think it depends on how you react, because Jared and I have never had like crazy, absolute knockdown dead fights.
I don't like to scream.
We don't like to yell, and things do get heated. Sometimes we do get mad, and it's like, I'm just really mad and I need to sit down right now. Like, sometimes it's a little intense.
Yeah.
But we're never like, like screaming at each other. And when it does get tense, we just have to, we tell each other, like Jared will be like, Ellie, let's just sit down and like breathe for a second.
And we'll sit next to each other in silence for a minute.
Yeah. So I honestly think that's a hard thing to answer. I think it really just depends on how you react. Like, is your husband a fighter or a yeller? Are you a fighter or a yeller?
Well,
both of us kind of aren't.
Yeah. And I think that's one, you have to figure out
Doesn't mean we don't fight. We just aren't yellers.
And you have to figure out what resolves for you as a couple. Like, what steps you need to take to have a resolution, and then remember what you did last time to get that resolution. Do you take a minute and breathe? Do you go on a quick drive? Do you separate yourself?
Are you silent and bottle it up? I know of a lot of people they just get silent,
hard.
they bottle up, and then one day they just explode.
I
could never, ever do that.
No.
Because I just talk too much.
But,
I just talk too much.
Yeah, stop talking. Let me answer this one. Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm sorry.
No, it's true though.
Because I love it and I'm passionate about it.
It's so true. You have to figure out what works for you as a couple and then implement that every time, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think before we end this, we are going to do a podcast on this because there are so many of these and I want to really talk about a lot of them.
Here's a question that I'm going to ask you. Is there going to be a honeymoon podcast?
No. I'm sorry. I told Jared, I was like, we probably should never have said that because people are just going to ask and I'm probably not going to talk about it.
Do you ever have to sleep in separate beds?
No. A few months after we got married, we had a disagreement. I think I went and sat on the couch and thought I'm just gonna sleep on the couch. And Jared came and grabbed a pillow and a blanket and he laid on the floor of the couch. And he said, I didn't get married so I could sleep by myself. And so I got up, we went to bed, our butts touched and we fell asleep.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. And we've never slept apart because we were angry.
Yeah.
And that's okay if that's you. Like, it's okay. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, it's great. This is just our relationship.
A lot of people will sleep.
We just don't like to be away from each other.
Yeah, a lot of people will sleep in separate beds just for a better night's sleep.
I just found out one of our good friends do that and I was like, what?
Yeah.
They don't sleep together.
My friend's parents sleep in separate beds because if they are touched, if there's any movement, they don't sleep. And they're such light sleepers. And that totally makes sense. But
I wouldn't like that.
Ellie and I love to cuddle. We're cuddlers through and through. Our legs are always intertwined throughout the night. And we sleep so much better that way.
And we literally like sleep together.
It's like a Disney
And then
movie.
Calvin ruined it for 3 years, but we're back at it.
What is the foundation of your relationship? What makes it so strong? I feel like there's a big part of, one, how our parents raised us. Our parents are a huge part of it. Two, our faith and religion. I think that's a huge part of what is our foundation. We have similar beliefs, morals, and values, and I feel like that's a huge part of why our foundation, I feel like, is so strong.
I think that was lovely.
Thank you. I think you're lovely. Do you have any teenage dating advice? Have fun. Just have fun.
My parents' rule was you need a date. You can't have like a steady boyfriend. You need a date in between. And I think that was really hard for us because it's like, how do you get another date? But people just knew, like, I couldn't just date the same guy like a bunch. I had a date in between. And
yeah,
my dad's dating advice, you want to know what his dating advice to me was?
Kiss all the boys.
He said, kiss as much as you can.
Don't kiss as much as you can.
It was wonderful advice.
I never got to do
it.
it.
His advice, it wasn't like, oh, go out and make out and party. That's not his advice. His advice was, feel free to, like, you need to know what you want. Kiss a guy, and if you don't like kissing him, well, then that means you probably aren't gonna, like, mesh well together. And that was true. I had a guy I really liked. Kissing wasn't great. Good thing we didn't end up together.
So I guess that means the kissing's good here. Biggest pet peeve about each other. Do you have a pet peeve about me?
Oh my gosh, do it now.
Oh, no, it's like this.
In bed, he clips his, and I get mad. I say, knock, no, seriously, stop. You're gonna ruin your nails. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. That's my biggest pet peeve of you.
I'm trying to think.
Flip and do that with your toenails.
I'm trying to think of something that just drives me crazy.
Jared's like, I have 100
about
of
you.
them.
Let me get my
Do
list.
I talk too much? I try not to, guys.
I'm trying to think of something that, like, really stands out. Okay, I got one.
Okay, what's one?
Your freaking snot rockets. Your tissue blowing snot. And your teeth brushing your tongue gagging. Oh my gosh. Every morning when she brushes her teeth, she'll take her toothbrush.
I'm trying to do it so I don't have bad breath for you.
Yeah. Your breath's okay, honey. Your breath's okay. But the gagging needs to stop.
I can't help it.
And then every time in the shower. What do you have in there, Ellie? How does that happen? Is that where Jackson gets it from?
Probably.
Jackson, when he
unlimited
sneezes,
amounts of snot.
it's seriously like
where did you store all that?
like the Ghostbuster slime monster.
Love it.
Insane.
I love it. While Jared finds the last question, we are going to be doing a podcast about these and a separate podcast about how we as a married couple deal with the holidays, because I feel like that can weigh a lot on married couples and what has worked for us.
Especially with families that are away from each other and families that live in the same state.
Because we've experienced both. Bottom line is we're married and we love it and we make our decisions what's best for us, and that's honestly like the best advice. I love it.
I really think...
so no more questions.
Yeah, I really think going through a big, not list of things, but going through things before we got married. What would you do in this situation? Hypotheticals helped us a ton. And I think kind of like establishing where you guys stand on things. And I think most people do this, but I feel like we did it in so many different scenarios that it's just like, it lined up how we wanted to have our life before we even started it. Like
hobbies. Like we even talked about like, hey, what are things that you like? How would you feel like if you spent like a lot of time doing this? Like what are we gonna do if like I feel like you're just spending all your time in this and not enough with each other? Like how would you feel if we couldn't have kids? How would you feel about because that was a thing that we had to talk about, which we had no even clue that it would be hard to get pregnant. Yeah. And then money, religion, relationships, all of that stuff. I cannot wait to do a podcast. I feel like I could talk forever, but thank you guys so much for watching our Q&A. If you have any more specific questions, I know this was limited to Instagram, but we'd love to hear from you on YouTube as well for the podcast. Let us know in the comments. If you see a question that you like, give it a thumbs up and we'll be more likely to see it for the podcast. Absolutely. So. See, now I feel weird. I feel like I talk too much. Oh my gosh. Not at all. This is what happens. Sometimes we film videos and then I end it and I think, should we start over? That's my pet peeve is like, have confidence in yourself, girl. I know, it's super late. That's why. Well, we're gonna have a good night. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you're following us on the podcast. We'll have that link down below. Be sure to check out our other videos right here, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.